The PTS Masada gas blowback rifle occupies a unique space in the world of modern firearms culture. It is not a combat weapon, not a tool of war, and not a standard-issue service rifle. It is an airsoft rifle, yet one deliberately engineered to mirror the form, function, and handling of one of the most ambitious modular rifle designs of the early 21st century. In doing so, it bridges two worlds: the professional sphere of military small arms development and the civilian training and simulation environment of airsoft. To understand the PTS Masada GBB, one must first understand the rifle that inspired it, the philosophy that shaped it, and the technical ambitions that defined its creation. Classified as a gas blowback airsoft rifle, the PTS Masada replicates the architecture of a modular assault rifle platform originally developed in the United States. In the airsoft context, this classification places it among replica rifles designed to fire 6mm plastic BBs using compressed gas as a propellant. The gas blowback designation is particularly significant. Unlike simpler electric-powered replicas, gas blowback systems use compressed gas, commonly green gas, or propane-based mixtures to propel the projectile while simultaneously cycling a moving bolt carrier assembly. This movement creates recoil impulse and reciprocating mass, mimicking the mechanical feedback of a real firearm. Historically, airsoft replicas began as low-powered spring-driven devices in Japan during the post-war era, evolving into sophisticated electric automatic guns in the late 20th century. The rise of gas blowback rifles marked a turning point, emphasizing realism, mechanical authenticity, and training value over mere recreational firing. The Masada platform that inspired this replica traces its roots to the mid-2000s, when modularity and adaptability became defining themes in military rifle development. Designed by Magpul Industries, the original Masada concept sought to create a lightweight, highly modular rifle capable of quick caliber changes and ergonomic flexibility. The early prototype debuted publicly in 2007, attracting widespread attention for its polymer receiver, monolithic top rail, folding adjustable stock, and quick-change barrel system. It was later licensed and refined by Bushmaster Firearms International, eventually evolving into what became known as the Adaptive Combat Rifle. The design philosophy centered on adaptability to modern battlefield requirements, where soldiers might need different barrel lengths, calibers, and configurations depending on mission parameters. PTS, a Hong Kong-based company known formally as Professional Training and Simulation, emerged as a manufacturer dedicated to producing high-quality airsoft replicas under official licensing agreements. Rather than merely copying the external appearance of firearms, PTS focused on creating products that mirrored dimensions, ergonomics, and mechanical behavior with a degree of authenticity valued by training communities and enthusiasts. The PTS Masada GBB was born from this philosophy. Designed to replicate the look and handling of the Masada platform, it sought to provide an immersive experience for airsoft users while maintaining compliance with safety standards governing replica devices. The development background of the PTS Masada GBB reflects broader trends within the airsoft industry. By the late 2000s and early 2010s, demand grew for rifles that felt and handled like their real-world counterparts. Law enforcement agencies and private security contractors increasingly recognize the value of realistic force-enforced training using non-lethal simulation platforms. Simultaneously, civilian enthusiasts desired greater authenticity. Electric rifles dominated the market for reliability and ease of use, but gas blowback systems offered a tactile realism unmatched by battery-powered designs. PTS responded by developing a rifle that not only visually resembled the Masada, but internally replicated the cycling behavior associated with real firearms within the constraints of airsoft physics. Manufactured in partnership with established airsoft engineering firms in Asia, the PTS Masada GBB combined polymer and metal components to replicate the weight distribution and structural feel of the original rifle. The upper receiver typically incorporates aluminum alloy construction, while the lower receiver is molded from reinforced polymer, echoing the hybrid material philosophy of the real Masada platform. This material selection is not cosmetic. It influences balance, durability, and perceived authenticity. In the broader history of small arms design, the shift from all-steel construction to polymer composites marked a profound transformation, reducing weight while maintaining structural integrity. The PTS Masada mirrors that transition within the constraints of airsoft manufacturing. Variants of the PTS Masada GBB have emerged over time, reflecting both aesthetic updates and mechanical refinements. Some configurations replicate different barrel lengths or rail systems, while others incorporate updated internal gas systems for improved consistency. Variations in color schemes, such as flat, dark earth, and black, mirror the preferences found in modern military procurement. These changes are not arbitrary. They reflect an ongoing conversation between realism, market demand, and evolving airsoft standards. Each variant attempts to maintain fidelity to the modular ethos of the original Masada concept. In terms of service history, the PTS Masada GBB does not serve in military arsenals as a combat weapon. Instead, its service unfolds across training fields, competitive airsoft events, and simulation environments worldwide. Since its introduction in the early 2010s, it has been adopted by airsoft communities across Asia, Europe, and North America. In certain training contexts, gas blowback airsoft rifles have been used to simulate weapon handling drills, room clearing scenarios, and team coordination exercises under controlled conditions. While not a substitute for live-fire training, these replicas provide a cost-effective and lower-risk environment for rehearsing communication, movement, and weapon manipulation fundamentals. In this sense, the PTS Masada contributes to a broader ecosystem of simulation-based learning. Perception of the PTS Masada GBB has generally been shaped by two primary factors: realism and reliability. Enthusiasts often praise its authentic controls, ambidextrous features, and recoil impulse, which enhance immersion. Critics sometimes note the inherent limitations of gas systems, particularly sensitivity to temperature fluctuations that can affect consistency. Such challenges are not unique to this model. They reflect the physics of compressed gas expansion. Nonetheless, ongoing refinements have sought to balance performance stability with mechanical authenticity. From a specification standpoint, the PTS Masada GBB fires standard 6mm airsoft BBs, typically weighing between 0.20 and 0.30 grams, depending on user preference and field regulations. The propulsion system relies on compressed gas stored within the magazine, which both propels the BB and cycles the bolt carrier. This closed gas system differentiates it from electric-powered replicas, creating reciprocating mass and simulated recoil. Magazine capacities often mirror realistic round counts, commonly around 30 to 40 BBs, reinforcing training realism rather than maximizing sustained fire. The rifle's overall weight typically ranges from approximately 3 to 3.5 kilograms, depending on configuration, closely approximating the heft of the firearm it replicates. Overall length varies based on stock position and barrel configuration, but generally falls within the standard dimensions of a modern assault rifle platform. Effective range in airsoft terms is measured in tens of meters rather than hundreds, with typical engagement distances around 40 to 60 meters under optimal conditions. Rate of fire depends on gas efficiency and internal tuning, but it is engineered to simulate realistic cyclic behavior rather than extreme velocity. Unique engineering features include the modular rail interface, allowing attachment of optics and accessories commonly used in airsoft scenarios. The folding, adjustable stock enhances ergonomics for different body types and gear setups. Ambidextrous controls reflect contemporary military trends toward accommodating both right and left-handed operators. Internally, the gas blowback mechanism incorporates a nozzle and bolt carrier assembly, designed to replicate the movement cycle of a real rifle without crossing into unsafe or instructional territory. The emphasis remains on simulation, not lethality. Geopolitically, the rise of modular rifles like the original Masada coincided with protracted conflicts in the Middle East and evolving. NATO standards emphasizing adaptability. Although the PTS Masada GBB is not a battlefield weapon, it is culturally tied to that era of small arms innovation. Airsoft, particularly in Asia and Europe, grew alongside increasing public fascination with modern military equipment. Licensed replicas, like the PTS Masada, allowed enthusiasts to engage with that culture responsibly and legally within controlled sporting environments. Design philosophy lies at the heart of this replica's appeal. It embodies the idea that training tools should reflect real-world ergonomics as closely as possible, while remaining safe and accessible. The psychological dimension is significant. Handling a rifle that mirrors the dimensions, weight, and controls of a modern combat platform can enhance muscle memory and situational immersion in training contexts. At the same time, it underscores the separation between simulation and reality. The brightly colored muzzle tips, often required by law in certain countries, serve as visible reminders of that boundary. Praise for the PTS Masada GBB often centers on build quality and licensed authenticity. Official trademarks and attention to detail distinguish it from generic replicas. Criticism typically addresses maintenance demands associated with gas systems and the higher cost relative to electric alternatives. These debates reflect broader tensions within the airsoft community between realism and practicality. Some players prioritize sustained reliability in all weather conditions. Others value mechanical feedback and authenticity. Long-term legacy is difficult to measure for any replica platform, yet the PTS Masada GBB represents a milestone in licensed, high-fidelity airsoft manufacturing. It demonstrated that the market would support premium replicas emphasizing authenticity over affordability. It also reinforced partnerships between firearm design companies and airsoft manufacturers, shaping industry standards for intellectual property licensing. Today, the PTS Masada GBB remains relevant in a market increasingly populated by advanced gas systems and hybrid designs. Its influence can be seen in subsequent platforms that prioritize modular construction, ambidextrous controls, and realistic cycling mechanisms. As airsoft continues to intersect with professional training, film production, and immersive recreational events, replicas like the PTS Masada illustrate how design philosophy migrates from combat engineering to controlled simulation. In the final analysis, the PTS Masada gas blowback rifle is more than a recreational device. It is a reflection of a particular era in small arms innovation, translated into a safe, non-lethal format. It embodies the modular ambitions of the original Masada concept, the technological evolution of gas blowback engineering, and the cultural fascination with modern military design. It stands at the intersection of realism and responsibility, reminding us that even replicas carry the weight of history, innovation, and the enduring human drive to simulate, study, and understand the tools that have shaped modern conflict.